Hey, it's Bri, and clearly my life is a joke. If you've been here before, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new here, go ahead and click that red button and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications, because I know after this embarrassing story time, you guys are gonna wanna see Bri all the time, every time I upload. Okay, so this story time is actually super recent. This is a fresh wound. So go easy on me in those comments below.
This is some real embarrassing shit and I need to deal with it.
So recently, I was on Hinge and I was going through all the guys that wanted to match with me, right? Baby, when I tell you, I thought I found the one, okay? I saw this guy and upon first impression, he was 100% my type. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was feeling him just off the profile. He had his Instagram linked to his Hinge profile. So I'm like, okay, let me stalk you a little bit. Girl, when I tell you I legit stalked him, like I watched his story off my main account. It was to the point I was like, girl, you didn't even match with him yet. He's just in your likes and you already watching his story, going through his highlights. Like, I was definitely giving stalker vibes. I found out that he was mixed with Korean. So I'm like, okay, he's biracial. When I found out he was mixed with Korean, I was like, ooh, the math is mathing. Like, no wonder you look good as hell to me. Also, from stalking his Instagram, I got the vibe that this guy was like always taking trips, always traveling. And those are like the kind of people that I want to attract into my life right now, you know? People that are abundant, happy, and he definitely was giving me that energy. So I decided to go back to Hinge and match with him. So we start talking on Hinge. I really liked him. Like, honestly, the banter was super good. This guy was able to make it off of Hinge and into my text messages. Like, bitch, we started texting. I never do that. Like, usually when I go on Hinge, I get so overwhelmed by all the people that want to talk to me. I just end up like flirting for a little bit and then that's it. Like, I have no intention of actually meeting those guys in real life. I don't know why. And I know that somebody out there is going to be able to relate to me. Like, a lot of the guys that message me on Hinge, baby, like, you're never going to see me in real life. But this guy, I actually really wanted to meet him. And also, full disclaimer, I had a situationship at the time and we were not speaking to each other. So I was on a rebound. So when I tell you that I literally wanted to meet this guy, bitch, I'm not lying. Originally, when we started texting, he wanted to meet up the same day. I was not going to be free until later that evening. And later that evening, he was supposed to go support his friend at an art gallery. Because we couldn't meet up that day, we decided, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Let's meet up on Friday. I actually was excited to link up with him. I had no intention of flaking on him at all. I want to make that very clear to you guys right now, because the way he did me, girl,
like, it's not that serious. Trust me, I know that.
The way he did me was like definitely uncalled for. So remember, I told you guys we agreed to meet the next day, which was Friday. Tell me why Friday I ended up getting in a car accident. I kid you not. That's why I said at the beginning of the video, clearly my life is a joke, because honestly, that's the kind of shit that will only happen to me. There was already a lot of drama surrounding my car before I even got into this accident. I just didn't think it was going to escalate to the level that it did. A big part of my journey right now is acknowledging my mental health and working on my communication. And I realized that a big part of me being single is because I just be ghosting people. Like, if I'm going through a lot, I don't feel like explaining myself. I would rather just like not talk to you anymore. But considering I'm working on holding myself accountable and actually communicating, because if you want to have a healthy relationship, not even romantically, just like with anybody, if you want to have healthy relationships in general, you have to know how to communicate, right? So because of that, I decided to put my big girl panties on and communicate. So I sent him a text and I let him know, hey, I just got into an accident. I still do want to see you. I just don't know if that's going to be a possibility. I'm probably going to want to be by myself tonight. When he texted me back, he immediately asked me if I was okay, first and foremost. And he was like, you know what? Don't worry. I'm actually still recovering from last night. Because remember, I told you he went out to like support his friend and everything. We actually ended up rescheduling to meet on Saturday. Now, let me tell you something. I knew I was wrong as soon as I agreed to meet with him on Saturday. Because like I said, there was already a bunch of drama surrounding my car. Something in my spirit told me like, girl, do not make no promises that you cannot keep. Let me tell you something, girl. By the time Friday was over, I was crying myself to sleep. I was so depressed. I knew that I did not want to be bothered. I did not want to go on no date. So what did I do? I self-sabotage as usual. When I woke up on Saturday, girl, I was in the deepest, darkest pit of depression. I just woke up feeling like, oh my God, I still exist. Like, I'm still here. I gotta live another day. Like, Jesus. But look, I did not want to fumble my man. Like, I did not want to lose my crush. I sent him a text and I was like, you know what? I had a really long night. I went to bed really late. I know we were gonna meet up at this time, but I need to catch up on sleep. Like, I'm so exhausted. Let me text you like when I get back up. And he was like, I totally get it. Say less. So as soon as he texted me back, I immediately ordered DoorDash. I ate a big ass meal, watched some TV, and I went to sleep. When I woke up, it was probably about 4 p.m. I thought to myself, okay, are you gonna text him? I was stressing myself out. I'm like, what are you gonna tell this guy? Because you know you don't want to see him. You guys, I ordered food. I smoked a blunt. I even took a nap. And when I woke up, I still was depressed. I got so overwhelmed because I was like, am I gonna tell him the truth? Am I gonna make up a lie? If I do make up a lie, what am I gonna say? I don't want to lie. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to explain myself at all. I don't know this man. I just met this guy off Hinge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going through all these different kind of thoughts to the point that I just ended up not responding. So I told you guys that I woke up at 4, right? And when I woke up, I instantly knew that I owed him an explanation, but for some reason I talked myself out of it. Okay, so 2 hours later, I get a text message, but my phone is always on D&D. So when I actually saw the text message, it was 30 minutes after I got it. So around 6 o'clock, he texted me and he was like, wow, that's crazy. Basically saying like, you're gonna flake on me again. And I understood where he was coming from because when we first started texting, he wanted to meet me that same day and I had an excuse. And then the next day I got in a car accident. He doesn't know me from anywhere. So from his perspective, I had another excuse. And then he gives me a third chance to link and I just end up going ghost. Believe me, you guys, I could understand the frustration from his perspective, but I actually was going through real shit and I feel like I don't really have to explain that to a stranger. I didn't even know you 72 hours ago. I did not know what to say. I did not want to explain myself. So when I woke up the next day, I built up the courage to text him back and let him know I did not ghost you on purpose. I just underestimated how much rest I actually needed. He texted me back. He let me know that everything was fine. He actually took that time to get some rest as well. So once again, I felt like we were on the same page until he texted me and asked me if I wanted to hang out that night. When he asked me to hang out that night, I was just like, you know what? I don't really see that happening. I'm not paying for no Uber. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just very much anti getting in an Uber at the time. And he texted me back and he let me know straight up, I feel like I've made it very clear to you that I want to spend time with you, that I'm interested in meeting you in real life. You seem like you have a lot going on. How about you text me and you let me know when you want to hang out? Like, I'm not gonna keep trying. And to be honest, I respected that. I'm not gonna come out here and make it seem like, oh, he was just a terrible person. No, I did need to take time to myself. I actually genuinely did need that time. So I was cool that we reached a point where he was like, when you feel comfortable, you let me know and we're outside. So I took a few days to just be by myself, spend time with my friends, hang out with some of my family. And when I got to a place where I felt like myself again, where I felt like I could go on a date and I could be a good vibe, that's when I ended up texting him. Now this is where the story get weird as fuck. When I texted him, even though it was like almost a week later, it seemed like everything was cool. I definitely felt like he was still matching my energy. He was still excited to meet me. So we were gonna do brunch on Sunday. That was a plan. Sunday comes, we're texting back and forth from the time I wake up to the time that I'm in my Uber. So I'm thinking everything is good. I get to the restaurant, he's already there. We was at a bottomless mimosa brunch. I was having the time of my life until his phone started ringing. So the first couple times that the phone was ringing, I noticed that he was like ignoring the calls. I really didn't care because I was sitting right across from him, so I'm not the one being ignored. So I really don't care. But whoever was trying to get in contact with my my crush, clearly felt like it was an emergency because they was calling back to back to back. He actually got up and excused himself from the table. I'm like, yeah, obviously it seems like you need to. At this point, you guys, I'm tipsy. I order another pitcher of mimosas because it was bottomless mimosas. I'm like, let's get another pitcher. Tell me why when he sits back down at the table, he's like, yeah, so what are you doing after this? Because I think I'm gonna have to leave. And I was like, I just got here. Instantly, my guard went up because I had to pay for my Uber to get there, bitch. We got one pitcher of mimosas and some appetizers. I thought we was really gonna sit here and spend time together. What are you talking about? You need to leave. This is what I'm thinking, but I'm not trying to show that on my face. So when the waiter comes back with the second pitcher, it was awkward as hell. I was pouring up my glass. I did not care. At the end of the day, you guys, I was not paying for that bill anyway. I was like, so do you want me to leave? Tell me why this man was like, well, honestly, I live right around the corner and I was already waiting here for a while. You took so long that I thought you weren't even gonna show up, so I invited somebody else. I was like, wait, like girl, I was probably 3 mimosas in at this point. So I was here for the drama. I was ready to turn that bitch into a love and hip hop scene. I'm not joking. I was like, what are you talking about? We've been texting all day. You knew the exact moment that I got in my Uber. So if you wanted to come to this restaurant and just sit here, that was on you. And you know what this man told me? He said, well, actually, considering you flaked on me 3 times, I genuinely did not think that you were even gonna show up. So I invited somebody else. Basically, he told me that the person that was blowing up his phone was the other girl that he invited on a date. Bitch, I was so mad. Like, I was so angry. That shit has never happened to me before in my life. I was beyond humiliated. What made you even think that was cool? I understand if you thought that I wasn't gonna come, but when I actually showed up, you should have told that other bitch to stay home. Why do you have me sitting here and you already know that you got another girl on the way? Why would you even do that? I was not going for it. I was not going for it at all. Like, no. This man was trying to gaslight me so hard. He was like, well, you really can't blame me. You've been inconsistent. You've been flaky. I was like, dude, I got a car accident. I literally didn't even have no car. I was trying to get myself together.
I'm trying to get my motherfucking self together. I can't even get my motherfucking self together.
I've never been in a situation like that. Like, what do you mean I need to get up because you got another girl waiting to take my spot? You guys, this story is so embarrassing because this man was dead serious. In his mind, I was a liar, and in his mind, I was a flake. He really was not trying to hear anything that I had to say. He was on to the next chick. He told me straight up, he was like, look, I'm willing to hang out with you again, but this other girl is literally like 4 minutes away. Maybe you should request your Uber. I don't want no drama. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you already started drama. You guys, when I tell you I was so humiliated because I couldn't just say, you know what, enjoy your date. I have my car, goodbye, deuces. I was used to getting in my car and leaving. I had to actually sit at the table and request my ride and wait 8 minutes. Girl, I didn't even eat no real food. Stomach full of avocado toast and mimosas. Bitch, I was embarrassed. We were sitting at that table in complete silence because I was too stunned to speak. I'm sitting there mad as hell because I'm thinking to myself, I need to go get my man back. This is what I get for thinking that I could be petty and I could just replace my man. Let me go get him back. Like, I was feeling so bad on so many levels because I was like, my man would never put me through this. Like, I need to go get him back. Like, I need to go get him back. Nobody can replace him. I need him back.
The heart won't what it won't, bitch. I can't help it. You're delusional.
So after a few minutes go by, I tell him, I'm like, yeah, my Uber is like 2 minutes away. And he was like, yeah, that sounds great because she's been waiting for you to leave. Basically, he told me that the girl was already at the restaurant, but she was waiting over by like the hostess area so it wouldn't be awkward, so we wouldn't run into each other. And I was like, well, isn't she gonna see you walk me out right now? He was like, yeah, but I told her that technically I'm here on a business meeting, so technically she just thinks that we work together. When I tell you, I was When I tell you I was sick to my stomach, I was like, this man hates me. He premeditated all of this. You knew from the beginning that you were gonna waste my time. You let me wake up, put makeup on, choose an outfit, request an Uber, and you felt justified in doing that. That's the crazy part. Like, you literally see no problem with what you did at all. I have never been in a situation like that before, and I literally did not know how to react. Even as I sit here and tell this story, I genuinely cannot believe that happened to me, because it's never that serious. You guys, I was so desperate. I was texting my Uber. I was like, my phone's gonna die. Please hurry up and get here. I literally felt like I was going to die of humiliation if I stayed at that restaurant any longer. So while I'm texting my Uber, my date walks up to me, puts his hand around my waist, as if the story could not get any worse. What make you think that you could walk up to me and put your hand around my waist? What makes you think that you could put your hand around my waist after you just dissed the fuck out of me? You just curved me so hard. Now you want to put your hand around my waist? Girl, when I tell you I was disgusted, I looked at him, I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I know you're getting ready to leave, but I really don't want you to think that I didn't like you. I just wanted you to know that you cannot waste my time. There's always gonna be somebody else that want to spend time with me. When I tell you, like,
this is so humiliating.
It blew my mind how toxic it was. On one hand, I was so embarrassed. I was so humiliated. I felt so rejected. But then on the other hand, this guy is clearly showing me that he is a red flag. Like, this guy is already showing me his true colors right here. I let that man say whatever he felt like he needed to say to me, okay? And basically, he told me that he wanted to see me again and not to let this leave a bad taste in my mouth, because he just wanted to make sure that I was serious. Why are you playing games with me like that? Like, why are you testing me? Like, it was just so weird to me that he will waste my time like that and then turn around and say, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see you again. Like, you are crazy. You are really crazy, sir. I'm crazy enough. I don't need to be in a relationship with another psycho. I got the crazy shit covered. I need my man to be calm, cool, collected. If I did not have this YouTube channel, that is honestly a L that I probably would have taken to the grave. I was humiliated. And the crazy part is, he was so confident. Like, he literally thought that I would make time to see him again, even though he already embarrassed me at this capacity. Be fucking for real. You guys, I am so happy that my Uber pulled up and I did not even have to engage with nothing that that man was saying to me. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get home safe. I'll text you later. And I ended up blocking him on the Uber ride home. It was very, 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 very humbling. And I pray to God I never have to come on here and tell no story like this again, because I can't handle it. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below and let me know what you guys would do if you were in this exact situation, because girl, I've never been in a situation like that before. The dating pool got piss in it. I feel like I've told you guys enough. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Till next time.